Hello, we're starting in mountain pose today. Okay, so mountain pose. Feet engaged, quads engaged, cores engaged both front and back, and then you're using your hands reaching back down towards the ground to kind of hold it all together. And you're not just standing here, you're standing here with dynamic tension, so if anybody came up and tried to move you around, you shouldn't move. Now spend half your time focusing on the pose, and then the other half focusing on our breath. We're closing our mouth, doing deep belly inhales, deep belly exhales throughout your yoga practice today. So spend half the time focusing on the pose, the other half getting into the proper mindset for your yoga practice today. If there's any stresses that you have outside the gym, trying to minimize those voices and maybe just leave them out in the hallway. So while you're in here in your yoga practice, you can just focus in on yourself and your own body. So I have it right there. He's also absent. Let's take a big step back with our left foot so that we're facing the west wall for moonflowers and sunflowers. And let's first start with our squat. So make sure that your squat, that when you get down into your squat, that your knees are directly over your ankles. And when you like the looks of your squat, on an inhale, inhale arms up, exhale, arms down into moonflowers. Inhaling arms up, exhaling moonflowers. And just follow your own breath here. Inhaling up, exhaling down, going at your own pace here. Allowing your breath to return more quickly or slowly to do this place. Just so you know, Yearbook is taking a couple pictures right now. It's, You're seeing your faces here. It's okay. And on our next inhale that you find yourself in the up position, let's transfer to sunflower. So we're hinging at the hips, making a big circle with your arms, inhaling up, exhaling down into your sunflowers. Inhale, taking a step back up in your mountain pose. We finish off our warm-up. Now our sun salutation. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, stepping your right leg back into a lunge. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhaling up to a plank. Exhaling, crocodile. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Sorry. Inhaling, bring your right leg back into a lunge. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, reverse swan diving up. Exhaling down into your chair. Inhaling, back to mountain. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling your left leg back into a lunge. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhaling up to a plank. Exhaling, crocodile. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling your left leg forward into a lunge. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, reverse swan dive up. Exhaling into your chair. Inhaling, back to mountain. All right, now do one Ashtanga sun salutation. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling into monkey. Exhaling, plank and crocodile. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling your right leg forward into a warrior one. Exhaling all the way back down, plank, crocodile. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling your left leg forward into a warrior one. Exhaling all the way back down, plank, crocodile. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Then walking or jumping, your feet up towards your hands. Up into a monkey. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, reverse swan diving up. And back down. All right, the second and third mountain today is meant to have an emphasis on your shoulders. So if you're noticing after today's routine that your shoulders are feeling a little tired, good. Good job. All right, so we're going to start off with lateral flexion. And to have a good lateral flexion, you need to have a good, strong mountain. So re-energize your mountain, feet, quads, core, hands. And then with your hands, while one hand is reaching down, you're going to lift your left arm up. You should have this dynamic tension that with this raised hand, you are raising it up, whereas this other hand is reaching down, giving you this contrast, allowing you to get a good stretch through this side of your body. Re-engaging those leg muscles, feet, quads, core. And release. So re-find your mountain, feet, quads, core, hands reaching down, and raise your other arm up. So reaching up with the right, down with the left. Up. Exhaling, forward fold. Coming back into a plank. Crocodile. Upward facing dog. And a downward facing dog. Now we're going to do kneeling side plank. So it's coming into a first plank, and then drop your left knee down and sling it out to the side to create yourself a kickstand. And you want to make sure that your hand, knee, and ankle are all in a single alignment. And lifting up your right arm to the sky. Kneeling side plank. Okay, bringing your feet back both down to the ground into a regular plank, and then bringing your left leg forward up into a warrior one, then immediately opening up your hips to the side wall, bring your arms down for warrior two. Tilting up for reverse warrior. Taking your raised arm, bringing it all the way down onto your knee for side angle. All right, bringing your arms back down to the mat, bringing your foot back onto a plank. Now we're going to do side plank to the east wall. So I'm going to take my left hand, put it in the center of the mat, rotate my hips to the side wall, Other arm elevated, side plank. Okay, going back into a plank, crocodile, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now kneeling side plank, but on the other side. So we come up into a plank, drop your right knee down to the ground, kick it out for the kickstand. Hand, knee, ankle should all be in one alignment. Other arm raised. Bringing your hands back down to the mat, going back into your plank, and then bringing that right leg forward, up into a warrior one. And immediately opening up your hips to the east wall, west wall, excuse me. Hands down for warrior two. Tilt up for reverse warrior. Raise hand down onto our knee, or side angle. Okay, now side plank. So I'm going to come on back into a lunge and then a plank. Now bringing my right hand to the middle of my mat, rotating my hips to the west wall, bringing my other arm up. And release, back to a plank. And then go ahead and just walk or jump your feet up towards your hands into a forward fold. Reverse swan diving up. And back to mountain. All right, excellent. Now we're going to do our balance pose for today. Standing balance pigeon. So I start in mountain pose, and then I sit into my chair. Once I'm in my chair and I'm comfortable, I'm going to adjust my weight to the right side of my body. And when I like what I have going on over here, I'm going to lift up my left leg. Sit into my chair. This front heel pushing towards the east wall. Hands to heart center. And release. Sitting back into that chair again. Now readjusting your weight so it's on the left side of your body. And when you have good balance, lifting up your right leg, your right heel pushing towards that wall. Hands to heart center. And release. Inhaling arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Go on back into a plank. Crocodile. Upward facing dog. Now down dog, but we're going to spend several breaths in downward facing dog, so let's make sure we have it right. Starts with good starfish fingers, lifting those hips to get that inverted V. Your ears between your biceps. Shoulders relaxed. Okay, coming down onto our knees for a third mountain spinal balance. First on all fours, make sure that your shoulders are over your wrist and that your hips are directly over your knees. Starfish fingers. And when you think you've got good balance on all fours, you're going to lift up your left arm and right leg. We're going to hold it. We're not just holding these up, we're stretching forward, we're reaching back. And you need to engage your core muscles to hold it all together. Releasing back down to all fours. And then lifting up your right arm and left leg. Spinal balance the other side. And coming back down to all fours, and then sinking into your child's pose. Coming back up onto all fours. You can do side plank again, but this time it's a third mountain side plank. Anyway, let's start off with our right hand in the center of the mat. And go ahead and lift those knees off the ground, get a mini plank going, and then lift your arm up for side plank. You can also do kneeling side plank if you'd like here. And release back down to all fours. Now bring your left hand to the center of the mat, starfish fingers. Go ahead and lift the knees up to create your plank, and then rotate to the side wall. Other hand up. And release back down to all fours. And then sinking back into your child's pose. All right, coming back onto all fours. And then sitting down and rotating around for staff pose. Staff pose, feet are engaged, quads are engaged, core is engaged, hands are here for support. It's just like mountain pose. All right, first, incline plank. For my incline plank, I need to take my hands and move them just a little bit further back. And then you're lifting your hips to create this inverted plank. And release, back to staff pose. Next, tabletop. So same as incline plank, except we're creating legs with our legs as well. So I can bring my hands back a little bit, bring my knees up, and then lift my hips up and try to create that wonderful flat tabletop. And release back to staff pose. And remember with staff, feet engaged, quads engaged, cores engaged, hands for support. And go ahead and lower yourself down to the mat and bring your knees up to your chest, knees to chest. Next, we'll do a supine spinal twist. So we'll start off by releasing our left leg and extending your left leg and making sure that your left leg is fully engaged. Then taking your left arm, placing them on your right knees, guiding your knee to the left, all while keeping your shoulders and head on the mat. And release back to knees to chest. And now let's extend our right leg. And the right leg is extended and engaged. Taking my right hand, placing them on my left knee, guiding my left knee to the right. All while keeping my shoulders and head on my mat. And release back to knees to chest. And that's our yoga practice for today. So go ahead, letting go of your knees, extending your legs, letting your feet droop off to the side. Your arms, they come down, they rest on the mat. Finding yourself in final relaxation. Trying to stay absolutely motionless for the next couple minutes. time to come on back to the Titan Gym. Slowly roll onto your side. Using those arms, push yourself back up to sitting. At some point, wake back up and your eyes open back up. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me with this yoga practice today. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Namaste. We have like another 4 minutes before I can release you, but go ahead and get your mats cleaned off and put them in the back. Thank you.